This is The Swimming Show.
Thank you for joining us today. Bekeng ena ka labobedi e ne le letsatsi la diabetes la lefatshe. Close on 200 million women suffer from diabetes. It is your right to check yourself and stay healthy. Kajeno ro tshwaretse monate fela lenaneong la rona. Check out The Swimming Show now on #The Swimming Show. Should you have missed a show, check out YouTube. Ke tsena tseo re o tshwaretseng tsona kajeno lenaneong lena la The Swimming Show. On today's show, it is the wave riding section of the SUP National Championships. The National Coaches Conference took place in Durban recently. We pay a visit. And then the 1,000-meter for girls and women at the Cradle Moon Swim from the Cradle of Humankind. Please stay with us here on The Swimming Show. The Swimming Show. Some news on the aquatic scene now. Sarah Shrostrom and Chad Leclerc lead the FINA Airwave Swimming World Cup rankings. The third cluster kicked off in Beijing last weekend and moved on to Tokyo 3 days later. From here, the tour moves to its conclusion in Singapore. Sarah Shrostrom was pushed by Katinka Horseshoe and earned the same prize money in Beijing, $5,500. Vladimir Morozov from Russia tied Chad Leclerc with points in Beijing, but the South African leads the overall World Cup by a large margin. Records fell in Tokyo, with Sweden's Sarah Shrostrom and Japan's Daiya Seto setting competition World Cup bests. Vladimir Morozov got the better of Chad Leclerc in the men's 100-meter freestyle. Empa Chad o ile a iphetetsa lebelong la 50-meter butterfly, winning this event a consecutive 27 times on the World Cup circuit. Ena taba ha isoka e etsahala. Well done, Chad. This is the second day of the South African Stand-Up Paddling Championships. The venue, a windy Muzienburg, Surfers Corner.
Okay, so today we're at Muzienburg and we've got the wave riding event on today of the South African SUP Championships. And just to explain the major difference between the boards, yesterday all of our racing took place with 14-foot boards. And essentially there are two types of 14-footers. There's the downwind board, which we haven't really seen any of it today or yesterday, but the downwind boards are used when there's a howling southeaster in Cape Town or northwester, and you run with the wind for anything from 10 to 20 kilometers. Amazing experience, and you're riding with the wind. Yesterday we were on the flat water boards. They have a longer water line, and they are flatter, more streamlined, narrower, the epitome of speed. So that's what we were on yesterday. Today it's all about wave riding. So the board I've got in front of me is 7'10", and this is the board that I took to the World Champs. If we turn this one around, you'll see it's got 3 fins in it. Some of the boards have 4 fins. You'll see there's a bottom curve, a double concave that I have here that assists with the maneuverability, and you'll see up in the nose it's got quite a kick compared to the racing boards that I was referring to that are really flat. So this is banana shaped essentially so that it can really perform well in the waves. And with stand-up paddling, obviously we need a paddle, and there are essentially 3 components to the paddle. There's the handle area that you grip around. There's the shaft of the paddle, which is all made of carbon Kevlar, so it's got a little bit of flex, but it's quite stiff and responsive. And then the big part of it is the blade, and you always use the blade that way around, the opposite way to which you would think it would be. So when you strike and you pull your paddle, it's actually upside down compared to the way you would think. You would think you'd scoop like that, but you actually scoop with the back of the paddle. There are a couple of different blade sizes that we use. This is an 85 centimeter blade size. You go right up to 120 centimeters, and that you would use if you really want power and you're doing downwinding. But this is a kind of intermediate blade that I'd use in the waves, and I even use this size in the racing side of things.
So I've been doing supping for almost my whole life. Since I was young, we started in Hawaii. My dad taught me how to do stand-up paddleboarding, and it all advanced from there, slowly getting bigger, and like the sport slowly grew. So I tried to get better at it, and now I'm here in the finals, so I'm really stoked about that.
Well, yeah, the conditions today were pretty tough. It's very windy for supping, but this morning was a lot of fun. It was pretty glassy and not too big surf, so it's nice for the smaller guys. I'm sort of in between, so it's a little bit difficult for me. But yeah, aims, I'm actually trying to make it onto the team for next year, the SA team. So I've got a big expectation for today, but I'm just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, sadly, I entered the men's, so I went through to the semi-finals, which I was pretty stoked. And sadly, I got knocked out by 0.3 points, but you know, it's life and we move on. So, but I'm pretty stoked now. We got the junior finals, so I'm going to try and give it my all.
Guest SUP commentator Tyron Cooper takes us through the action.
And welcome to the junior final for this year's Mistral SA Champs 2017. We are down here at Surfers Corner, and the waves are absolutely cooking. On the outside, we have Nathan van Vuren in blue. In gold, Cameron Tripney. In pink, we have Matthew Maxwell from Strand. And in white, Levi Mays, our youngest competitor at 11 years. Matthew having a look at the first wave. And our first opening ride, Matthew Maxwell in red, flying down the line. A nice big open face calf to start. Looking to finish strong as the wave shuts down, and a big re-entry, just releasing the tail a little. A good opening ride for Matthew Maxwell. Nathan van Vuren having a look at a little insider here. Nice paddle transition there with the big calf to start. Switching to the right-hander and finishing strong with a great close-out turn there. Nathan just kicks out. Unfortunately, that wave just shutting down on Cameron. He'll hope for the reform on the inside. He's just going to stick it out as it comes through. A nice little snap there from the young Cameron Tripney from Melkbos. Working this little guy for all it's worth and finishing strong. Nathan van Vuren in blue having a look at the left-hander on the outside, and on the inside we have Cameron Tripney. Cameron just kicking out, but Nathan's one standing up nicely on the outside. A great turn to start. Nathan's working his way into the wind. Wants to finish strong, and a nice big close-out turn on his backhand. We have a big spread of ages with the young guys here. Matthew Maxwell in his last year in the junior division. He'll be matriculating later this year and stepping it up into the open division. Matthew Maxwell up and riding. Down the line with a load of speed. Big turn over the first section as he makes his way over to the shoulder. You can see that great paddle transition. And the wave just fading out. Levi Mays on wave number 2. With a nice open face calf to start. You're looking to finish this one strong. And he does with another great re-entry there. Levi with 2 nice open face calves and a good re-entry to finish. He'll be stoked with that second ride. Cameron up and riding. Cameron working this one all the way through to the inside. A couple nice little snaps. Finishing strong on the inside. Cameron Tripney in gold. Our young rider from Melkbos. Levi in white, our youngest competitor on his backhand with a great snap on his backhand there. And another nice turn from Levi. He'll be stoked with that wave. A great backup after his first lovely wave. Van Vuren working this one all the way to the inside bank. Maxwell up and riding, releasing the tail on that turn. That's really what the judges are after, good release in your turns. They want to see your fins coming all the way around. Levi Mays in white on the inside, rides this one all the way to the beach. And that's the end of our SA Champs Junior Final 2017.
Exciting stuff from Muzienburg. Halala Matthew Maxwell.
It's actually been quite a long wait for me. I've actually been competing in the juniors since I was 12, and I've always come I started with like 4th in 2013, I think, and then I kept on getting 4ths with the older guys. And this year is actually my first and last, because I've just turned 18 year to win it, and I just did win it, so I'm very stoked with that.
Stand-up paddling. You too can take part. Eya, ho ya thusa ho dula haufi le metsi, empa papadi ena e ka ikwetlisetswa le matamong. Well worth your while. Check it out. More wave riding next time on The Swimming Show. The Swimming Show. Ka mora papatso, how do you become a more professional coach? O se fetwe. National Swimming and Coaching Conference 2017. The theme of this event is Nurturing Future Champions by Creating Lifelong Love of Water.
KZN Aquatics have been chosen to host this year's National Teachers and Swimmers Conference in Durban, and they've put on a 4-day conference with some really exciting speakers and varied topics all across the aquatic spectrum.
The coaches work very closely with the swimming instructors who are teaching, who do the basics. They're the ones that do the basic stroke correction and get the children who have been taught to swim to the next stage of age group swimming. So our primary purpose is to exchange information, is really to get to professionalize the coaching and learn to swim instructors.
Peter Thompson, the General Secretary of Swimming South Africa, opened the conference and presented the 4-year strategy of the federation that looks after aquatic sport in South Africa. Mrs. Rohini Naidu elaborates on the Department of Sports participation in this event.
It was introducing the conference to the strategic framework for both coaching as well as water sport in KZN. We're now in the final draft format of our strategic document, where we've brought all the sectors within water sport together, with focus especially on water safety. You know, it's a province that sees a high number of drownings because of the large number of people that do come to our beaches, especially during the holiday season. Swimming is a key sport in the province as well, and with all the different codes of water sport that we do, we needed to look at some plan in order to consolidate numbers of people that are active in water sport, and also in terms of people that are getting into trouble in water, and how do we address this jointly through collaboration of resources and skills. So that was largely, the focus of my input this morning, to brief the conference on where we are with this.
Yeah, the presentation this morning on my side was coaching Olympic athletes, and I obviously used Chad as my athlete, who I coached to the gold medal in 2012. And I think to spread the news and what went down, going on to win Olympic gold medal, was beneficial to them, just for people to see what goes into coaching athletes at that level.
And what did the coaches and instructors think about what Graham had to say?
Yeah, I think the reaction from the coaches was a bit of amazement. I don't think they realised what actually goes into it. I think a lot of people were thinking that a coach is 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and that's it. But they don't realise that it becomes your life, and you have to make it your life and your dream as well. You know, you've got to live the same dream and the same life as the actual athlete to deliver that gold medal.
Ebe yena mokwetlisi Hili o ikutlwa jwang ka seboka sa mofuta ona?
The conference, I think it's a great idea. I think, you know, to spread the knowledge and to keep people updated with certain things that are going on. As we've mentioned, you know, the world moves on, and, you know, if you don't keep up, you're going to get left behind. So I think this kind of conference is a great asset, and a big thank you to Sports and Rec and everybody involved for putting it together. And yeah, I think, you know, people will definitely benefit from it, and hopefully to see a few more in the future.
I would like to also say that I'm really, really privileged and honored to be part of this gathering of swimming coaches, interested swimming persons, and of course coaches like the like of Graham Hill, and to be able to spend a morning with him and the Federation President Peter Thompson. That swimming in this province is taking this so seriously, and the fact that coaches have come to it, some of them have paid to get here. So I think we're in a right space, we're in a good space, and we need to take advantage of this.
So I'll bring in endurance-based work first, and then
The topics covered included coaching for podium, classifying disabled swimmers, nutrition and recovery, the psychology of an athlete, and much more.
We will take this forward in terms of getting a professional system on board and get an online system going for registration and management of coaches.
The swimming show will feature golden nuggets from this conference in the weeks that follow. Mahlohonolo le mosebetsi o motle o entsweng jwalo ke KZN Aquatics and Swimming South Africa. Ho etsa bonnete ba hore ba bona bohlokwa ba ho kwetlisa le ho ruta ka mokgwa ona wa papadi. The swimming show. A short break now, then it's Cradle Moon. Don't go far. Unso shebile lenaneo la rona la The Swimming Show ho SABC 2, you belong. We are in the cradle of humankind, ka ntlenyana fela ho Johannesburg. This is Cradle Moon Lodge, previously known as Haya Safari. This is the venue of the second mid-mile qualifying swim, the Cradle Moon Swim. Earlier in the day, the 3-kilometer race took place. Now, it's the 1,000-meter distance for girls 13 and under and women 31 years and older. Sebaka sena le beng ba batjha le ketapele e ntjha. A much bigger area is now a conservancy, and even rhino have been introduced in the outline reserve. The body markings are done, and the organizers explain the rules, as well as the route. Rapid response lifeguards are in place on the water, and it is good to see that the inflatable swim buddies are also being used. Safety is of the utmost importance. Wayne Reading sets off the second race of the morning. Just less than 200 swimmers are in the water in this 1,000-meter race. They will do one circular lap, and the leaders are expected to finish in under 15 minutes. The air temperature has soared to 26 degrees, and it is only 9:30 in the morning. The water is varying between 21 and 22 degrees, and the previous evening, the region enjoyed a typical high-filled thunderstorm. Parents, spectators and friends line the banks of Lake Heritage to get a view as the race unfolds. It is a rainbow of color as the swimmers scramble for open water. All shapes and sizes, and swimmers with varying levels of fitness. This sport is really for everyone. Grace Daly and Skylar clean hands now. Ashley Monks, Signe Monks and Megan Albertine with the gold cap. The race is taking place in a clockwise direction towards the western end of the lake, around markers, and then back to the finish, along the man-built dam wall. Megan Albertine and Carol Mason are two senior swimmers that are up against youth in the girls 13 and under category. You will notice a green cap and a male swimmer. This is Henry Lowe, winner of the earlier 3-kilometer event. He is out to do all events on offer. This is for training for the prestigious Midmar Mile in February 2018. Once again, I must mention, it is very good to see the swim buddies bobbing on the surface of the water. It really does assist lifeguards and swimmers that need added comfort. The smooth stroke of Ashley Monks. A few patches of water hyacinth has drifted into the dam, but it does not bother the swimmers. Yukino Kashihara is having a great swim, staying close to the leaders. She wears the white cap. Grace Daly spots the green headgear. Fanemerve and number 615, Josie Carey. The field has turned and they are on the long final stretch. Out front, the picture is still the same. The Monk sisters and Megan Albertine chasing. Out front, Signe and Ashley Monks are swimming very well. At the slipway, it is Ashley Monks that rises first. She's followed by Signe Monks and only 2 seconds adrift, Megan Albertine.
So look at that.
Grace Daly is next to finish, and then the diminutive Yukino Kashihari. Dintlha tse felletseng ke tsena. More Cradle Moon race action, bekeng e tlang mona ho the swimming show. Re fitile pheletsong ya lenaneo la rona. Empa he, nka motsotso wa hao hore o tlo o hopole matsatsi a 16 a twantshano kgahlanong le basadi le bana. It is your right. Please check us out on Facebook and share your thoughts and opinions. Have the best weekend ever and stay water safe. Ho fitlela nakong e tlang hape e ntse e le nna Dikeledi Letsiri. The Swimming Show.
The Swimming Show.